prophylaxis, remember that term, we're going to go back to it. Immunological adjuvants in vaccines. It's now been revealed that it is the aluminum which is put into vaccine as an adjuvant which causes production of IgE, the antibody of allergy and anaphylactic shock. Histamine, and we're going to bring, if Cynthia Janik is on, we're going to bring her on to start discussing all of this. Histamine metabolism during the menstrual cycle. At mid-cycle can increase in the urinary excretion of histamine metabolites with sometimes evident and statistically significant correlation could be established between MEHI and estrogen in urine. These results may support previous findings of histamine released by estrogens in uterine tissue, but may also reflect an elevated histamine formation. The allergic woman excreted constantly increased amounts of histamine and its metabolites, especially when her allergic symptoms became aggravated premenstrually. Now, what we're going to focus on in this last part of this presentation is hormones, histamine, and IgE. IgE has not been tested in Gardasil or Cervarix, or I will believe I'm going to say in any vaccine. It's a part of the immune system. Histamine, or the synthetic L-histidine, has never been introduced into a vaccine before, and as we've noted, estrogen produces histamine, allergic reactions produces histamine. We also have to throw in estrogen mimickers with more estrogen in the body and more hormone imbalance as producing histamine. So these young girls are being bombarded with histamine, hormones, and IgE on a multiple of levels. So, number 6, how did the side effects affect my daughter is experiencing, how do the side effects my daughter is experiencing compare with other children? Cynthia, are you online? Can you want to jump in on this one?
Okay. Can you hear me?
And maybe not.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, well, you're very low. Can you turn off your microphone?
Okay.
You guys speak into your phone.
Is that any better?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you're there, girl. You go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. This is your baby. Go ahead.
Oh, you
the
betcha.
Gardasil girls give the silent faces of autism a voice. Go for it.
Okay, well, you just, forward the slides for me and we'll be good.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, well, what we've done is that we've compared the side effects of the Gardasil girls with the side effects of the autism community, all those children. And one of the things that has apparently not been addressed by the CDC's list of adverse effects of individual vaccinations is whether or not a child who's injected with multiple vaccines during one incident is more likely to develop symptoms consistent with vascular pathology or brain damage. They're not testing for that. Okay, next slide.
There you go.
And this has gotten to be a real issue. I mean, we've been able to correspond a lot of different side effects between the autism community and the Gardasil community. It's like the migraines. I mean, an autistic child might be banging his head against the wall because it makes him feel good, but he can't tell you what is going on. He can't say, oh my God, my head hurts. He's lost the ability to speak. Whereas a Gardasil girl who has mastered speech can say, oh my God, I have a migraine, or have memory loss, brain fog. I mean, the girls can speak about that to their parents, whereas the autistic child just totally loses his ability to speak. And if you're looking at let's say like a autistic child, they might be sitting on the floor and they're rubbing their legs. Their legs might be numb or tingling, whereas with the Gardasil girls, they can tell their parents that they're having those issues. There's a lot of direct relationship between the Gardasil girls and the autism community. And some of the main disorders with Gardasil and Cervarix that we highlighted were like the autoimmune disorders, paralysis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, seizures, migraines. We've had blindness or temporary disruption of vision, hearing loss. We're starting to find that a lot with the Cervarix virus reports. Memory loss, inability to concentrate, brain fog. Now, here's one of the kickers here. Chemical menopause symptoms. We have girls complaining of facial hair, disruption of menses, which Leslie already mentioned. Drastic mood swings, and that's a hormone imbalance, painful menses, and polycystic ovarian system. The other thing, though, this is the big one. You've got to listen to this. We have circulation issues. We have girls complaining about their heart beating out of their chest. That's heart palpitations, numbness in the extremities, fainting, drops in blood pressure. Now I'm talking about 20-point drop, and pain in the chest. These are all circulation issues. Next slide.
Why did my daughter die? And this is a quote from Karen Maynor. One less daughter, one less sister, one less aunt, one less niece, one less student, one less future wife, one less future mother, one less woman who will make a difference. And actually, Megan's sister Shauna said this about the loss of her sister. Karen Maynor is the mother of Megan Hild, who passed away, and Karen is one of this group of 6 women that is involved in this research. Next slide, Cynthia.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
As soon as it pops up.
It's here on my screen.
Oh,
Presently,
okay.
You got it? Go ahead.
Okay, I got it here. Okay, presently there are 46 deaths referencing heart issues in the virus reports with regards to the HPV vaccinations. We're looking at myocarditis, sudden cardiac death, blood clots, cardiac arrest, arrhythmia due to cardiomyopathy. I mean, it keeps on going on. Now, the last 3, I feel are really very significant, because we have 6 that say sudden death, 2 said died in her sleep, and 15, it's of unknown causes. Okay, next slide.
And I do want to go back to this sudden death. And when we are talking about sudden death, we are talking people about girls just dropping. Girls just dropping. And in the case of Jessica Faye Erickson, she was dead before she even hit the floor. Next slide. Okay, autopsy report, 18-year-old female. You probably don't have your script in front of you, Cynthia.
No, I don't.
But go ahead. You want to go through this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, what was going on with this is that we do have a young girl who was 18 years old, and she died in her sleep. Now, there were a couple things that were very that I found important in the autopsy report. And the first one was there was biventricular cardiomegaly. I know I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. But the second important...
Yeah. Go ahead.
Megaly. Okay. Second is there was transmural replacement of myocytes by fibrofatty tissue in the right ventricular wall. And there was also diffuse variable myocyte hypertrophy. Now, what this comes into is this is ARVD, arrhythmogenic right ventricular dysplasia. That was referenced in the autopsy report, that it could be a reason, but because this is an autopsy report, they couldn't say that it was the cause. The problem with that is